So if I can get my pen working here, there we go. Metric conversions. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little method that I use to show metric conversions. The first thing that I want to do here is I want to start with a problem. So we're going to go 839 centiliters is equal to how many, let's go with kiloliters, okay? And that's a small k there. Great. In order to solve this problem, what we want to first of all do is we want to figure out what our powers of 10 are in each of these problems. Centiliter, as you know, is 10 to the minus 2. And centipart and kilo is 10 to the third. So what we want to try to do is figure out the difference between those numbers, and an easy way to do that is to just give yourself a little timeline, or you could use a ladder or steps or stairs or some kind of notation. I'm going to just take this and go 1, 2, 3. This is going to represent kilo, and then what? Hecto, and then deca, and here is base for B, and then we go deci and centi and milli. Now, you can extend this out to, for example, you could go 1, 2, 3 and go down to micro, and you could go over here 1, 2, 3. We'll move this out of the way. 1, whoops, got to get my pen again. Where are we? Red. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, and you could go with a mega on that side. So what we need to look at is we want to figure out what the difference is between those two, and one logical way to do it, or one way to do it, would be to say, okay, if these are subway stops, these little things right in here are all subway stops, where are we going to start? Well, we're starting right here at centi, and here's our centi subway stop, and where we're headed? Well, we're headed over to kilo, and we're headed right through to kilo. Now, if we go centi to kilo, how many stops do we make along the way? Well, I make a stop here, 1, 2, and make a stop here, 3, 4, and I stop. The last stop is 5. So I know what the difference is between these two stops. The difference in here is 5, okay? And that's going to be a number that we're going to want to hang on to. So the difference is 5. What I need to do next is try to figure out which way to move my decimal point in order to solve the problem. Well, let's use a little bit of logic first. If we're looking at centi, and we're taking a look at centi, well, how does centi compare to kilo? Well, we know that kilo over here is bigger as a unit than centi is over there. So the first thing that I'm going to try to do is figure out which way this moves by literally taking the K off of kilo and writing that down here, and the C off of centiliter and writing it right here. Now remember, back in mathematics we used we used expressions for either greater than or less than or equal to. And in this case we know that kilo is greater than centi. Now all we have to do to figure out which way to move our decimal is to take this symbol right here and notice that it's pointing in a direction. And if we take that and move that right up to here, then this line that was right in here becomes an arrow, and it shows us a direction. And it's saying that we need to move our decimal point, which is right here in 839, 5 spaces, or 5 stops, if you will, in this direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because the decimal point is after the 9 here. If it's not written in, it's assumed that it's there. And then you fill in with placeholders your value there. So our answer then becomes 0.00839 kiloliters. And that is our answer. So 839 centiliters equals 0.00839 kiloliters.